my role in this particular program is to interact the young people, the young men, with the activities that they're going to learn on a Sunday evening. So, for instance, we're going to study Nelson Mandela. You know, he had to endure quite a bit. So I'm going to interact the young men with endurance training. You know, we're going to go, we may do some fitness, go to one of the parks and walk a 20-mile hike or whatever. You know, things that they can relate to where their endurance will be tested. You know, and you may get tired or whatever the case may be. As well, I'm sure Mr. Mandela got tired, but he never gave up. And that's the key. We want to make sure that no matter what you go through in life, you're going to be successful. And if it was all easy, everybody would make it, but it's not the case. Our young men are just so isolated in their own little areas in town. A lot of them don't even know the city that they live in. So we want to take them out, explore the city that they live in. Not only here, but we want to take them to other entities as well. You know, we want to take them on excursions that normally they can't even imagine. And in doing so, it's going to help them to realize that there's a lot more than where I just live. There's a lot more than just the crime and the activity that I see each and every day when I come home. There's a lot more to this world than I perceive it to be. So with that said, it's going to help them to develop more insight as to their surrounding, and which is going to be key, because we don't want impact kids to be impactful just where they are. We need them to be impactful everywhere they go. So that's part of the activities that we're going to be doing, that we're going to look to do to actually change their mindsets. The kid that we're looking for are genuine leaders. They just have that lead. I don't know how they got it, but they just have that leadership capability. And it may be going totally the wrong direction, and it may be going the absolute right direction. But with that said, we want to take the ones that, say for instance, going the wrong direction and channel that to make it better or turn it around. And the ones that are going the right direction, we want to enhance what they're doing. But with that, as we raise and try to mentor these impact young men, we need their parents, we need whatever that parental situation is, to understand that you're going to be a major part of this. If we're going to take these guys every Sunday and try to implement some things that's positive and it's going to change their lives, we need them to come back here and know that they're going to have that same structure, that same resource, so that you'll know how to raise that leader that you're raising. If you look at the statistics, it's really startling when you look at them. As African Americans, we make up 13% of the population in this country, but we account for almost 65 to 70% of what's locked away in prison. And when you look at it even closer, what's locked away in prison are African American men from ages 18 to about 35. That's phenomenal. So our whole concept, the whole thing about this impact agency and the positive change, is to target this before it gets out of hand. If we can take these young men that's leaders, turn them into the positive people that they need to be, give them all the tools they need to be successful, then they won't go down the path of making the wrong decisions, getting caught up in the drug deal, breaking in, entering, robbing, or whatever the case may be. One thing I definitely want to add is just the impact and the positivity that I've received going into the schools and talking to the principals and talking to the teachers. We have some really passionate people in these schools that's really concerned about the situation at hand, and for far too long, everybody talk about it, behind closed doors. You got African American young men doing this, doing that, or whatever the case may be. Well, you can't lock everybody up. Everybody can't go to prison. Somebody has to step up and make a change, So the whole idea about, instead of isolating that bad kid, no, that's the kid that we want. We want that kid, So if we turn that kid around, the 7 or 8 guys that normally follow him at every drop of the hat, he'll turn them around. And once that process takes off, it's unbelievable what this impact agency will be able to accomplish.